Facebook right about now.
It's happening.
Hello. So we're live on Facebook, about to be live on
Cool.
tape, which is
Is
a kind
this a
of
SAG
live.
after gig, by the way?
Mr. Spielberg has asked that you take this seriously.
Oh, well, it came to the wrong guy then. You're gonna have problems.
Behind the scenes fun. Behind the scenes fun with Lou Santini. Are you ready for a podcast?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this going. Oh, that was the end. Let's start it for real. How about that? There we go. This is what the Flappers music sounds like. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the FlappCast, Behind the Funny, where we find out what goes on behind the scenes at a comedy club. I'm Barbara Holliday, co-owner of Flappers.
And I'm Joshua Snyder, promotions director and comedian.
And we have a surprise headliner with us today, meaning I'm surprised, he's surprised, and he came.
Everyone is.
Again, he's headlining Claremont this weekend.
Burbank.
Claremont
Oh,
was last
Mr.
weekend.
Lou Santini.
That's right. Claremont last weekend, Burbank's this weekend. That's all right.
I can't keep track. We have you booked so many,
Yeah,
so
that's
many
right.
shows.
That's right.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's right. It is Burbank this weekend.
And Claremont was awesome.
Yes.
I want to say that's my 14th time headlining there, at least.
14?
Easily. I've been there a
Oh
ton.
my!
a
We
ton.
have been open 8 years.
Yeah. That long, really?
8 years
Yeah,
now.
because there was a streak I was doing it twice a year for a good amount of time, and that was my first time doing a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it was Easter weekend, but the crowds were awesome. The club is awesome.
Inland Empire is hot.
It's an empire.
That's what they say.
That's right.
Just left of Upland,
Right.
close to the Pomona Fairground. People always say, "Where's Claremont?" And I have to go, "Oh, it's just right near the fairground."
Well, it's funny. I have a joke about the Inland Empire in my
Yeah.
act, and I did 5 shows. And the first 4 shows, I would ask, I said, "Are we in the Inland Empire here?" 50% of the crowds said no, 50% said yes, Friday and Saturday. So it wasn't until the Sunday, the 5th show, was the tiebreaker. They said it is in the Inland Empire.
Boy, not even Claremont knows where it is.
Yeah, right. They don't.
They need to Claremontify
Oh my God.
that.
Oh my God.
I think.
Ba-da-bum.
Ooh, wait, let me
I-
give myself some applause on
I
that.
thought it was like a ring shot.
It's a little bit late,
All right.
yeah. It's a little bit late, I know.
Applause break.
So Lou Santini, I personally have known you now, I'm gonna say 23 years.
No, not that long. I've only lived in LA 19, so
Okay,
I'm not that old. But
at least 19 years.
I'm gonna say 18, 19 years, yeah.
And
You were the first people to ever put me on stage.
Dave and I,
Yep.
at an Uncle Clyde's comedy contest. The
yep.
amazing Uncle Clyde's, we talk about it all the
I
time.
think I know where the first one was. I don't want to mention it if I'm wrong.
You
but-
can.
No, I don't want to mention any other clubs. But I know
No,
I've
you
done
can.
that. I've done that.
We're not like that.
Well, I'll just say.
The Ha Ha Cafe.
I respect it's either the Ha Ha
Oh, no, it was-
or the Ice House.
Actually, before the Ha, we don't actually mention this much, but we were originally at the Hollywood Athletic Club. That was where, in fact, the story with that is Dave was doing the contest with Gayla Johnson,
Okay,
who works
I
with
remember her.
Greg Dean, the amazing teacher, Greg
Right.
Dean. And the contest was kind of run, I'll be honest, it was run a little sloppy.
That was a long time ago.
Because it
We were all
was
still
Dave
learning.
and,
Oh,
you know,
that's it.
and
Throw it in the
so,
bus.
but anyway, I was in the contest and I won 3rd place.
Okay, so you're
won
on
the
the
prize.
contest and you didn't manage to rig it, so you won.
No,
So
I won the
that
side
tells
prize.
you how honest Barb and Dave are at Flappers.
Yeah,
they won't
yeah.
even rig a contest they are in.
Well, after I won 3rd place, I said, "Hey, can I sleep with the booker to win 1st place?"
There you go.
There you go. See, you remember.
I remember you didn't.
And Gail said,
Gail.
What did Gail say?
Gail said, "Hell yeah, let's do
There
it."
was another one you guys did. I want to say somewhere here in Burbank, Gitana.
Yeah, that was.
Gitana,
It
that was
went
one?
like this. This, if you really want the history, Lou, but we're talking about you.
I'm just
Dave.
trying to think of all the places I've done the Uncle Clyde show
Okay,
years
so
ago.
it started at Hollywood Athletic Club. That was first.
Okay.
Then we went to the Ha Ha Cafe.
Right.
Then we went to Michael's Bar and Grill very briefly. No, excuse me. Ha Ha Cafe, Gitana.
Yep.
Then it was Gitana, then the Ice House.
Yep.
And then...
I also did one at the Toluca Lake.
Oh, I
It's
forgot.
Toluca Lake Tennis Club. I did one there too.
I lied. So it went Hollywood Athletic, Ha Ha Cafe, Toluca Lake Tennis
All right.
Club, and then Jatana, and then the Ice House.
You know what's funny? The Toluca Lake one is the
A
one that sticks in
long
my
time.
head. That was the most fun one that I loved all of them, but that was my favorite one. I don't know why, just the crowds were really into
We
it.
were, 9/11 happened when we were there. We did the show on 9/11. We had a show on 9/11. It was very weird.
That one I did not do, but I had to do a show the day after 9/11 at the Ha Ha,
Mm.
and that was actually one of the most rewarding
It was
experiences
a
of my
great,
life.
we had a great show.
It was, I get choked up talking about it. I don't know if we have time to even talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I remember because it was the day I was actually hosting the show, and I had hosted that show at the Ha Ha many times, and it's always had been well attended. But this particular one, because it's 9/12, people were afraid to leave the house. I mean, there was
Yeah.
maybe 15 people at this show, and there was one guy in the front who clearly was a veteran from somewhere, and he came by himself. And the other comedians were backstage just freaking out, like, what can we make jokes about? Can we, are the crowd going to be into this at all?
Yeah.
Should we cancel the show out of respect? No one knew. So I said, look, I never tell comedians what they can say on stage. I'm just saying, please, no jokes about yesterday, because I know comedians want to jump on it right away. I'm not that type of comic doing political stuff like that or current events, and it was like, no, it's still way too. So I got on stage, and rather than dive right into my act, I just said, look, we're all really tense right now. It's palpable. And I said, so if we can all just agree to turn our brains off for 2 hours, forget about everything for 2 hours, have some fun. The comedians are nervous that you're not going to laugh. You're worried that they're going to say something inappropriate. So let's just all agree to have fun for 2 hours, and then we can go back to being terrified. And you can feel everyone like doing okay, he said, and man, I mean, 6 comics, we all got standing ovations. We all just crushed it, and the veteran guy stood up and started crying and applauding and put his hand over his heart, and then we all started bawling like idiots. I mean, it was a really good show.
This is what humor is for.
Exactly.
I mean, this is why really, comics have shitty lives. And the only
Let's
hope
end on
for
that.
them
Good night.
is laughter.
Yeah.
It was the same for us, the same kind of thing. You have to make that statement up front, and then
And yours was on
you just
the
go for it.
day.
Yeah, we were watching the news, but people were there, and the audience was like bonded. Something about it.
There was all the shows I did for like the next 30 days. And I'm not saying they were all tense, but they all
We were
had
just
they all
humans.
had you could almost feel them going, please make us forget for 2
Yeah.
hours, just please. They really wanted that. It was nice to be a part of that, because I've said as a comedian, I'm not the Einstein, I'm not saving the whales, but I do feel honestly after 19 years in, still at a moment like that, you're getting back to the greater good. That you are making a difference. You're making people forget about their troubles. Say we're changing
I think you could
lives.
save whales if you want.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
could
like
save a whale. I want to.
certain comedians I would not so much, but Lou Santini, I think you could save at
Are
least
we doing
one
a
whale.
fundraiser to save whales? The whales of Burbank, the rare endangered
Oh, the
Burbank
whale.
whales. Yeah.
Damn it. It's funny, when we have the shittiest day, because we do, because we're humans,
Yeah.
and life sucks, everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's got crap. Today, literally, before we came here, I'm like, come on, throw something else at me. Like, it's one of those days where
Oh, I
just
hear you.
everything. But we go home at the end of the day, and we always go, you know what? We made people laugh today.
Yeah. There is.
That feels good.
It's a noble calling.
That's good.
I think a lot of comedians either lose sight of it or forget about it after a while, whether it's when they get success or when they get discouraged. I'm like, what was the reason you got into comedy? If you got into it to be famous or to make money,
Sex.
that's the meet girls.
Yeah. Josh got in it to get laid.
That's
It's
called-
not working.
Yeah, that's called a
It's not
fringe
working.
benefit, Josh. That's not why you get into comedy. It's one of the side benefits. But no, I to this day, I still feel like I'm looking for that person. I shake hands with everyone after the show. It's like, that was a great show. You really made my night.
But you know what I don't know about you is I want to say Chicago, right?
Cleveland.
No, Cleveland.
Born in Pittsburgh,
Okay.
raised mostly in the Cleveland area.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how you actually got started doing stand-up.
I mean,
Did you have another job?
Yo, yeah.
What
Yeah.
was your job?
I was on the radio as a radio DJ, TV host in
Oh,
Ohio. So,
perfect.
right. I knew at age 5 that I wanted to make people laugh. I mean, I didn't dive right into stand-up. I just knew I got that. I like that rush.
At 5, you're on your
years
big
old.
wheel.
I
and
guess
you're
I
like,
did.
oh.
I knew. I just call it being an only child syndrome. I don't know. But I just knew then, whether it was writing or acting or hosting or performing something. So I was going to be a graphic design major going into college. And 2 weeks before college, I just, I think I had talent, but I don't think I was that touched by God talent that you need to have. I had to really work at it. And I also think I kind of burned myself out on it by the time college came around. So 2 weeks before school, came in, thought I had my life figured out. I'm 18 years old. Told my mom and dad, like, yeah,
Oh, 18.
not going to college. I'm going to be a comedian. And my mom, who's always like my biggest fan, and she's always like, you don't have any material, you moron. You know, I'm going to send my 18-year-old out on the road. You're going to come back in a body bag. There's just no way. And of course, I was like, well, you guys say I'm funny. They just said-
Oh.
So my dad, who's like Mr. Businessman, who is the opposite of the creative side, he's all dollars and cents. He was the one who said, why don't you consider going into radio? You'll have a job, you can go get your degree in communication, in which my college, literally where I went, is the #1 college in the country for radio broadcasting, at the time anyway.
And it was?
University of Akron.
Okay.
University of Akron. Radio is.
Great school. I wrote comics there.
Radio has
I got it.
changed many times since then, but it was, and he says that way, and then if you don't like it, you can change your major, just don't have a degree. And I'm like, all right, I can tell jokes, I'll have a job, and you get heard by a lot of people. And I just fell in love with it, instantly, just dove in. So for 11 years, I was a mainstay in broadcasting in Cleveland, Ohio area, so.
Give us a little.
Oh,
little
God, no,
announcement.
that's the thing.
Come on.
Everyone thinks, like, all of a sudden, I talk like this. No, one of the biggest
But you
compliments.
just did.
Oh, that's called the Johnny Jock voice, which I do not do on.
I have a Roxy the Fox voice, so I have. Hey, kids.
Oh, okay, that's not your radio, not a radio.
No, but
Okay.
it was my old hosting voice.
Right, I remember you did that
Go
too.
into that thing.
One of the biggest compliments
Do it.
I ever got when I get off stage or when I would go do a personal appearance is like, you sound just like you do. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, well, and then they followed with this. I thought all DJs were ugly. I'm like, thanks. I don't know. Is it a backhanded compliment?
They never
The best one
sound
is
like
they wouldn't even
their
say that. They would
voice.
just go. They would look at it and go, "You're not ugly." Not hi. My name is that. You're not ugly. I mean, they just assume every radio DJ was I don't know, just a.
They never ever sound like their voice.
No, they don't.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is
I
true.
finally saw a picture of Peter Sagal, the guy who does Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Nothing like the voice.
Nothing like the voice.
Well, I think when you're listening to someone, you have this fantasy.
H. John Benjamin
Of what
does
they
Archer and Bob's Burgers.
Mhm.
I, for the longest time, did not want to see what that guy looked like because I love the voice he does on the animation. I'm like, what if I? And he didn't ruin it for me, but I just didn't picture his looks. I mean, he's not ugly, he's not attractive, he's just like an average guy.
Right.
But he's just so Joe average. I just pictured him being really swarthy and good looking and like Tom Selleck, or complete opposite, like this is gonna be some short, pudgy guy with one tooth, and he pulls that deep voice off. He just looks so average.
So I'm curious, were you doing jokes on the radio?
100%.
I mean,
Oh, yes.
But you don't get any response.
Oh,
How do
yes, you
know
do. That's the beauty, absolutely.
Via email and phone or they call in.
That's the thing. The benefit is, when I was on the radio, I mean, at my peak, I had 1 million listeners every 15 minutes. I had very good ratings. I did a,
Wow.
Oh, I had
I
great
have
ratings.
negative millions.
No, in 11 years, I was very consistent in my ratings, and I worked hard at
It's
it.
approximately 1 million more than this podcast.
Yeah, maybe more than this podcast. So you're saying one person's listening, so 999,000.
But we
Wait, really?
love
One?
you.
Who?
We
Who is
love
it?
you.
Yeah.
It's Jenny.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, so I would have, on the one hand, I would do a joke and go, I hope that worked. And listeners would either call right away, or sometimes I get calls 3-4 months later going, remember when you said such and such 4 months ago? I'm like,
That's so
no, I
funny.
don't. But it was so funny, it made my day. But they would write letters, they'd send emails, faxes, stuff like that. But then it was good because then I could supplement that with, sometimes some jokes just didn't work on the radio, but they would only work in person. So I was doing hundreds of personal appearances a year. So the things that maybe I couldn't say on the radio, or stuff that just would not work visually like that, I could do in personal
So
appearance.
you were the guy that went out to the supermarket
Absolutely,
and
I
ran the
love
remote
it.
thing.
And I never understood,
Yeah.
a lot of DJs would turn them down. I mean, it's good extra money, and it's get your face out there. People like knowing, hey, I met the guy that I listened to. And I had a ball with
So
it.
how did you jump from that to stand-up? Like, do you remember your first joke? We always love hearing
First joke, that'd be a tough one. I don't remember, but I remember the first place I played. It was called Hilarities, which is now called the Funny Stop, which is in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
Was just telling us that.
Yeah, the Funny Stop. Yeah,
Hilarities.
Yeah, well, there's Hilarities in Cleveland,
Mhm.
and then there used to be one in Akron, and they had a battle over who owned the name. So then Hilarities became Funny Stop, which is in Cuyahoga Falls. That was my first club. But how to make the transition? Well, I mean, I had kind of accomplished every goal I wanted to in radio. I mean, it was never a matter of, I want to be #1, I want to go to New York like Howard Stern. I just wanted to do a good job and be consistent and do well in the ratings. I had consistent ratings for 11 years. I got to work at a legendary station with a legendary program director. And guys, one of them listened
Which
to
was?
John Gorman.
And the
WMMS in Cleveland is where I was my final
Gotta
station
give him
there.
a plug.
Oh yeah, and I got a TV hosting job out of it locally and everything. I had a side business emceeing events. I'm like,
This is good.
What else do I need to do?
Yeah.
Radio regulations changed in '96. I stuck it out for another year till '97, and then it's funny. It was an ex-girlfriend who I ran into. No like animosity, just it was 10 years after we dated. She goes, "Why don't you always want to do stand-up? Why don't you move to New York or LA?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's holding me back here? I mean, I accomplished
Not
everything.
you.
Not her.
Clearly.
Yeah, I'm like, whoops, sorry.
Anyway.
I was like, why would I not go? I hated cold weather, so it was an easy decision. So I literally, a friend of mine, I called him a favor. I flew out here, stayed at his house for 3 days, found an apartment, put a deposit, came back, sold my business, told my then girlfriend, moving across country. And no, she did come for about a year, so that was a bad mistake. Looking into the camera saying that. So then I just planted it here, started sketch and improv at LA Connection Comedy Theaters, where I got my start there
That's right.
for sketch and improv, and then I just started hitting up the open mics, and I found Uncle Clyde's Comedy Contest.
And we were at the Haha probably when
I'm gonna say that was the first one. Yeah,
that you did.
I'm gonna say that was.
Yes. And then, of course, I think we really started to bond. We did booked a show on Catalina Island.
That
That's
was
right, yeah.
one of the lowest attended shows of my life, but one of the best weekends
It
I've
was
ever
an
had doing comedy.
Awesome gig.
That was like, you want to talk about boys' weekend out, man. That was just so much fun.
We knew it wouldn't work. So what happened was this.
Great, now you tell me.
Well, this club owner on Catalina Island called us up because we had been producing shows and been pretty successful. And he's like, "Oh, I heard about you guys as producers, and we want to do a show on Catalina Island." And literally, I swear to you, the first thing out of our mouths was, "Why? Yeah, that's not going to work. Everyone wants to go snorkeling and
Drinking.
It's like Hawaii.
It's where you go to drink and
Yes,
lay out
and pass
eat.
out.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a relaxation island.
It's
And they're
not-
Buffalo there, right?
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of that.
Yeah. You're the one guy going to see the Buffalo. I'm trying to beat
I
girls,
didn't
and you're
know
out there
there
roaming
was
with.
buffalo there.
Yeah, no,
they shot a movie out there or
They shot a movie
something,
out
and
there.
they brought out the buffalo, and
Yeah.
some of the buffalo escaped, and now there's these buffalo who
So it's like
That's
a
really-
big preserve because they were endangered, so now they're like protected and everything. Yeah.
stuck on this.
Of course, Josh should know what the Buffalo again, like not the bar scene, the girls. I don't know. That's
Well,
awesome.
This place was called the Chi Chi
I
Club.
remember the name of it. I couldn't remember the name of
Chi
it.
Chi Club.
Chi
It
Chi,
was
Spanish
so-
word for boobs. It is.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
there
and
you
the guy was so nightclubby. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
He had these really low coffee tables that were like
go.
filled
A lot
with
of chrome, a lot of neon
fish
paint,
tanks, like in the coffee table.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
furry
Yeah.
carpets.
That's
furry
where-
carpets.
like, definitely some cocaine use. Going on
That's
there.
Beverly Hills
Not
Cop
by
villain's
me.
lair right there.
But the guy basically he had a budget and he was like, "Okay, I want you to do this the whole summer," and we're like, "But we're gonna have to like ship the comedians out there. They're gonna need a ferry and they're gonna need a
Hotel.
condo, and and Dave and I are gonna have to come sometimes, and
Right.
maybe we'll perform, maybe we won't." I was still performing then.
Yeah.
And it was fabulous. It was very tight. I mean, the budget wasn't like
Yeah.
huge.
No one's getting rich doing that show.
3 comics shared a
Yeah.
condo, so we had, but it was 2 rooms and a living room, so it wasn't like.
It was nice.
Who were you
I-
with?
I was with Tom Connolly and Johnny Cardinelli.
Yeah,
Johnny
and-
C opened and Tom featured for me.
It was awesome, and Anthony Jeselnik I was managing
No
Anthony
kidding.
Jeselnik at the time.
Wow.
And he was one of the comics that came out. Now he's huge.
We did that. We did those shows, right? I want to say it was what, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. That's it.
Yeah, maybe it was Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
One on Thursday
Okay,
night,
that's
2
right.
on Friday, 2 on Saturday.
Here, for those of you who've
And
been
one
like,
on Sunday.
comedian, such a rough life. Here was how our day started. We took the ferry over there, got settled in or whatever. We ate. We did the first show Thursday for the person that showed up, and then so then we was like, all right. So the next morning we just basically, that night went to this. You don't need a car, so we did this karaoke. We walked to this karaoke bar, did karaoke until the bars closed, struck out with girls, and then went back to bed, sleep till noon, and then go eat this big Paul Bunyan breakfast, just load up, skip lunch because they would feed us dinner,
Yep.
so trying to save money. Skip lunch, go lay out on the beach and just get cooked. And what's funny is it was uncharacteristically hot for Catalina. It was 96 degrees. It's never that hot in Catalina. And so we just lay out, go
Those
do
poor
the
buffalo.
Go do the shows, do 2 shows, and just repeat that same process. It got to the point where at that karaoke bar, as soon as the shows were over, the whole bar was like, "Hey, the comedians are here!" I was like, "Come to the goddamn shows, man! Stop hanging out here. Come watch us."
Now, did you only do it once? I think it was
That weekend?
I
Yes.
remember.
4th of July weekend.
I remember that weekend for some reason.
4th of July
like I
weekend.
can literally see you
Oh.
and I on the ferry
Yeah, it was
talking,
so
and
fun.
Cardinale and
It was
Yeah.
so
It was great.
Tom had a closing joke that he does that's very theatrical involved, and I had a closing joke at the time that was different. And I said, dude, let's make some shirts, and we'll call this is, you're not going to understand the reference, but the shirt said the Elway secondary ass tour, because he does a joke about John Elway, and I did a joke about a secondary ass about women with their pants too tight, right?
I remember
And
that.
had our heads on the shirts. And I said, let's get a gross of those, and we had never been there. And we're thinking, all right, if maybe 50 people buy a shirt, right? 50. I'm like, if 50 people show up for the
Oh,
show,
God.
50 people buy a shirt times 20, we're gonna make like, $2-3 grand selling these shirts. We had a gross of shirts. We brought 144 shirts in very
On
big
the
boxes
ferry.
on the ferry, plus our luggage. Josh, want to take a gander? Guess how many shirts we sold?
I'm gonna have to go with 0.
No, we did sell some.
Okay.
We did sell some.
One.
Barbie's saying 2?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
1?
1. No, screw both of you. We sold 6.
Ooh, one a day, one a show.
So here's the
One
best part.
per
We
show.
came back with all these damn shirts, right? And now we can't. I made the stupid mistake of dating the shirts because it referenced Catalina Island. I put the date on there. I could have just made it generic. So
Please don't tell me there's a starving child in Africa.
Oh no, it's better than that. After I tried to like sell it in other gigs that Tom and I would do bar gigs, things like that. Tried to sell these shirts even at half price just to get them the hell out. Oh, maybe every now and then we'd sell 1 or 2. So finally, I told Tom, I said, you just want to bite the bullet on this, and we'll write it as a tax, like a charitable donation. So I donated to like Goodwill.
God.
And no lie, I'd be driving around Hollywood and I'd see homeless guys and women wearing our comedy shirts. And every now and then you'd see a guy with a tied around his waist and wearing nothing. I'm like, oh, gross. It's just his
Hey.
hairy butt on my shirt now.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? Our Burbank Comedy Festival.
Yeah, last year's?
Yeah. There was a story on the news, and it was about the guy who was building the tiny houses for homeless people. And the big news story about these tiny houses, along walks the homeless woman wearing Burbank Comedy Festival t-shirt. And everyone sent us emails going, oh my God, are you watching that story?
And then it was funny, after all that happened, I told Tom, I said, we should have just done that to begin with. There's a lot of homeless people.
It's a great idea.
Give them their shirts. Like, if they get a free shirt, you get the publicity.
Yes.
And there you go.
They're
So what am I
walking
trying to sell them
billboards,
for? I should just buy them
basically.
cheap and they're walking around. They're making good traction.
Oh,
We were cold and unfeeling. So, and by the way, the Burbank Festival last year was so much fun.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I don't know how.
Jumping around.
I wrote a letter to Dave. And I just said I can't believe how pro that whole festival was run, considering you had 200 comedians last year, right?
Almost 300.
Yeah, more like almost.
Shows
100
7 days a week,
comedians.
all 3 rooms, plus the seminars, plus the after parties, and not only did everything just get done, I never had any issues. Everyone's doing 5-minute sets. You would think with more comedians, there's more things that maybe some things did go wrong. You don't have to tell them. Just saying, from the performer's point of view, I'd recommend
Well.
anyone who
Nothing went wrong. It was 100% flawless.
It was 100. Josh and I are perfect. We're the EPs.
It wasn't none of that. I mentioned in the letter.
Like I would just, walk in for 5 minutes a day and just go, oh, everything's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll head back home.
Yeah.
We did nothing.
Nothing. I remember saying, plus everyone was like smiling. No one was seemed tense. Like, yeah, by the last day they're gonna be pissed. Nope.
We
Everyone's-
we are tired by the end of it, but so thanks for the plug
Oh,
already.
that
we're
was just
doing
so much
we're
fun.
doing submissions now for the Burbank Comedy Festival. You can go to burbankcomedyfestival.com. We really watch every video.
Yes, we do.
We have at least 2 to 3 people watching every
And
video.
I have a message I'd like to deliver to
Please.
some of the white comedians, the white male comedians who
Yes.
sent
Go
videos.
ahead.
So me.
We don't care about your penis.
Oh, good
Let's-
note.
let's
Good note.
Move on.
Well,
Move
I
on.
do. No, but not for the comedy.
You're taken.
The white male comedians sending a lot of my penis jokes, huh?
Yeah.
Well, this is a good chance to even ask a professional here, a headliner. When you have the opportunity, people ask me every day about
I know what you're gonna say, but
festivals.
go ahead.
Yeah, my clients ask me too. They go, should I submit to that festival, that festival? I say submit to everything. Get seen by as many people as you can. But if you're submitting a tape, if you have the opportunity to submit a 5-minute tape, what are they looking for, Lou?
I would recommend something clean and universal. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to work squeaky clean, but it just behooves you to work squeaky clean, especially on the submission and the festival itself. I did 4 shows that time. I did the exact same 5 minutes all.
Perfect.
I got 3 hours of material I could have pulled from anything. I wanted to have it so like if you saw me in a different room, if you were like industry, you would know he's consistent and it's playing the different size crowds, different types of crowds, days of the week, things like that. And I also didn't want to make anything hard on myself. I'm doing a 5-minute spot here. I put together a 5-minute set that if I were on Letterman or something tomorrow, this is the set I would do.
The best of the best.
No time to get experimental or go up there with notes or wing it or, try some dirty stuff or try to do crowd work.
You should see what we get.
Oh, I can imagine.
I wish we could just air the bad ones. We should have a show.
That could be a fun. For
the bad ones.
Just like $1 gets you in or something like that. Just watch video after
Well,
video.
you know what's
Maybe
funny?
It's bombing. That'd be fun.
It's like on American Idol singing. It's fun to watch bad singers, but it's not fun to watch bad
Why
comics.
is that?
It's just not. It's somehow it's different. It just would not. It doesn't work. I mean, really, you just sit there and you want to kill
you're freaking me
yourself
out
while
with
you're
that.
watching it.
That's true.
It just would never work. There's something different about it.
But I don't know. I don't like watching the bad singers though. I get nervous and.
But.
Well, I'm
just amazed that.
I get You're more nervous than usual during those times.
Right. Yeah. It just really beyond the background nervousness. That's what happens.
But if you're paying a fee to submit to something, take your time. Think about what you're submitting. That's
good
all.
audio, good video.
Yeah,
Well,
wait. The festival will be here next year. Maybe it's not right this year, but if you want to send us your money and your bad tape, I guess that's okay.
Right.
But actually, I prefer.
And
I hate seeing people waste their money.
Tell us who you are in the video.
Who, what, why?
Right.
It's right.
Yeah.
Give us something.
Like,
Not white guy with penis.
As example, I remember your set was the first thing you opened with was "I'm not Steve Carell."
First of all, I'm not Steve Carell. That was that he did the best of the fest
Are
too
you
last
sure?
year. I'm 100%. I get mistaken every day,
Steve.
especially when I wear a suit and tie. I mean, I got it at the Claremont Club last week.
What an awesome compliment.
But not. How long has that been though?
I think
'Cause I
you're
feel like when I
cuter.
first met you.
Not as much.
Yeah.
He's
I think
cuter.
I started wearing more suits more
And
when
thinner.
when I do headlining sets. I always wear a suit, and if I'm doing anything, even if it's not a headlining set, if I'm doing more than like 15, I will. Corporate events, stuff like that, yes. But if I'm just, like Claremont last week, I did not, but I still got the, you know who you look like? Yes, I know, every day. But I figure I'm wearing a suit, especially with a suit and tie, I get it more often because I was not addressing it, and sometimes I would see it when I would watch Steve Carell on TV, I would see it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I kind of do. Especially if I wear a suit. Because we have the same upper lip. I mean, I have brown eyes. He has like hazel or green eyes or whatever.
It's definitely your eyes.
I have a big nose. I've met him. And he has I have a big nose. He has a bigger nose.
Bigger.
I'm 5'9", he's about 5'8", so we're almost the same size. He's a little older
Did
than
he
me.
think you look like him?
I brought Trader Joe's until
I
it
wanna
went to
hear
a
this.
screeching halt because I was in the checkout line just getting some stuff, and I hear a little boy go, "Sir, can I have your autograph?" Thinking he's talking to me. So I turned, and before I even looked all the way, I think it's...
Because you get this.
Right, I do. So I go, "Look, kid, I'm not..." And I turn around, and Carell and I are nose to nose. The whole store is like busting out phone. So one time I didn't have my phone with me.
Oh.
And he was in stage makeup or something. He'd just been shooting. He was buying a bottle of wine or something. And I said, I know. Because he even did this. He did double. He just went... he did a double. And he went, holy crap. I mean, you could just tell. It was like, I said, I know. I said, I've met Craig Robinson and Creed and Meredith and Angela. I met many of them. They all, in public, they thought I was him. They thought I was him. Craig Robinson came up behind me in a comedy club and punched me in the back of the shoulder, like friendly.
No.
He's like, "What are you doing here, man?" I got a punch in the shoulder. I turned around. He goes, "I'm really sorry." And I go, "I just saw you like from the side. I thought you were." He goes, "Jesus, you really look like him." All right, fine. I've gone in for voice matching, for voiceover auditions for him for a few things too. So we're at Trader Joe's, and I said, I'm a comedian. No matter what club I perform in, no matter where I go, someone says I look like you. And he goes, "People say you look like me?" I said, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "Man, how unfortunate for you." So that was kind of cool about him. And he kind of gave me a look like, "So you want to get a picture?" I'm like, "I don't have my camera with me. I don't have my phone with me." And he goes, "Next time." I go, "Yeah, because this is going to happen a lot." And then he laughed at that. I'm like, "I'm killing, and I have no record of this."
Oh,
but it was fun.
You gotta snag someone else's
I'm
camera.
trying to get hit. Steve, come to the show.
Why don't you text me?
I'm trying to get Steve to produce the movie that we've written, so because that'd be right up his alley. He'd be great.
Who's his agents?
I don't have it on.
I'll look it up
His
for you.
offices are right here in Valley. Very
Steve
close to
Carell, we have Lou Santini who looks like you, and we have a 32-year-old virgin on the other side. So maybe we just combine them.
Combine them.
But
No, it's funny though because I was talking with a guy in development at the festival, and I was talking about my virginity, and he said, "Oh, you can't do anything with that because they already made the 40-year-old virgin." And I'm like, how many Spider-Man movies can they make?
Really? And I just thought there were going to be
Yeah.
8 more Transformers movies and
Right.
64 more Star Wars
But
movies.
2 movies about an adult virgin. No.
Yeah, because we
Don't
haven't
listen
seen,
to that.
because Hollywood hasn't made the same romantic comedy 47. I don't watch superhero movies. I'm not a blockbuster guy, but every now and then, so I'm flipping through it. I watch Suicide Squad. That was crap. That was pure crap. But here's what bothered me. Out of all the
Santini's
things,
movie
it was
reviews.
all the things in the movie. You know what? This is how comedians' brains work. What bothered me the most? Jared Leto's in the car with Harley Quinn's character, whatever, and then there's cops or Batman's chasing him, whatever, and he looks in the rearview mirror and he goes, "Looks like we've got company." I go, "Are you kidding me? In 2017, that's the best line? How? That's been said since the 20s. Like, it looks like we've got company. You know, it's like you couldn't say anything else. Like, oh crap, or hey, it's Batman. Something. It looks like we've got company, and they can't make your movie.
Yeah, I know.
Sons of bitches.
So on.
And Steve Carell, by the way, not a real 40-year-old virgin.
No,
We're winning
no.
Hollywood secrets now.
But you know, the movie business is just changing so much, and with our ability to make our own content.
Right.
Are you doing stuff like that?
Yeah,
or
like I
what
said,
are you up
my
to?
writing partner and I, we have a movie that we wrote. It's,
Who's your writing partner?
Ken Knapsack.
I don't
He
know
works
Ken.
at Collider, which is right over here, and does a lot of, he produces a lot of content for YouTube
Great.
and Defy Media.
Oh, I know Defy.
Yeah, so he works with them. So we have a movie, it's basically, it's called 30 Dates on Craigslist. And you can watch Forge. We spent a lot of money shooting very highly produced trailers for the thing to get it sold. We've come so close so many times selling this thing, but it's never been based on the content or if it's funny. Here's what we're getting. We're looking for something more in the $50 million budget. Only in Hollywood could you be turned away because your thing is not too
30?
expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, fine, pay me $50 million. We'll spend $1
That's
million on
the-
the movie and $49 million on me.
That's the opposite of what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is that either they want like
Unscripted.
$200 billion
Nothing.
movies,
Right.
tent poles,
Right.
or really, really, really cheap, but not in the middle.
Yeah, so we got a lot of, we're looking for horror movies. Do you think you have a horror angle? Like, no, the movie is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to turn it's what we call a non-romantic comedy. We say it's not a love story, it's a like story.
Are you still looking for a place to shop it?
Absolutely.
I can help you with
Absolutely. Show's over, folks. We're selling movies.
See ya.
Yeah, no, but no,
I'm
we've come
serious.
so close. Like the one time we had it, we were looked at by Mandalay Pictures. They did Saving Private Ryan, for crying out loud. The guy loved it, and at the time, my manager, she sends me back the email with his notes. It was like a paragraph, and she goes, "You don't understand. When he sends notes, it's this long." And all he wrote was, he goes, "I loved it." He goes, "It was original concept. I love the ending." He goes, "The only thing is, I wish the hero's intent was moved a little bit closer." Boom, we knock it down, we
Great
tighten it
idea.
up, moved it from like, and we realized he was right. You know, the intent was stated like around page 20. We moved it to page like 4, 6, something like that. And he was ready to pull the trigger, and then he got the axe.
Oh,
And as is in Hollywood, who's head of creative, and as is in Hollywood, when he goes, everything attached to him has to go with it, because the next person coming in goes, "Well, I don't know this project, I don't know these people. I don't have a relationship with these guys," so I had to return the Lamborghini, and
Well,
sad day.
At least you're out there, pitching and.
Oh, every person who's seen the
writing,
trailer,
so
every person
important.
who's read the script is like, it's Sex in the City for men.
mhm.
Sex in the City for
Great,
men. And
that
it's not
sounds
a
good.
baughty.
Not gay?
It's not, it's not, no, it's not, I mean, I love the movie Neighbors, but it's not a bunch of college kids trying to get laid and get high. It's
Right.
people, 30s to 40s, getting back in the wagon, dating, relationships, stuff like that. So we tried to not pander to what we had seen in all the other scripts, and we've gotten good reviews on the scripts ever since, so.
So, what other projects do you have lined up?
There's one. I have one note to your script. I think you use one.
A
thing.
note?
Yes, one
A
note.
32-year-old virgin guy character?
One
Yeah.
note. No.
Yeah.
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes, yes, that's what's missing from this is Buffalo. When
And
does
radio-
the Buffalo come stampede
radio
through the
voices.
final shot? I think Paul Thomas Anderson's gonna direct.
Is there a DJ in it?
Is there a DJ? No. What were you asking me? Oh, the other projects.
I just want to know. So,
yeah,
you're like.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff.
I got a little of your history. We always like to know kind of like
Sure.
how it starts. But you obviously just started. Once you left radio, you just started working as stand up and bam.
Yeah,
you got
obviously.
lucky.
Well, I don't-
toured all over the country. doing clubs and-
oh no, I did a lot of
Paid your dues?
pay my dues, open
Who
mics for.
inspired you? Who helped you along the way? Did you
All
have a
right.
headliner who was?
All right. Oh, sorry. So family wise, my mom and dad were great sport there.
And funny, it
Yeah,
sounds.
and my mom is. They forget my sarcasm. I get my creative and my sarcasm, my humor from my mother, and I get the real stay organized, stay focused, protect your business end from my dad. So it kind of worked out that way. Out here, the first guy whoever asked me, hey, come do time on my show, not an open mic, Mike Marino.
Mike Marino.
Mike Marino.
He's killing it right now.
He was doing, remember, we played some restaurant, and he said, you do like 20 minutes, you're gonna make $100. I'm like, all right, cool, 20 minutes, $100, and not an open mic. And
Yay, success.
I remember though, I think he was a little bit miffed that he goes, that I actually did material. I think he thought I was either gonna really suck or just do like, so anybody here is married, that kind of crap. And I came out with 20 minutes, and I had a good response, and he was like, all right, good job, I didn't know you were that strong. I mean, it was a good compliment, but you could tell he was frustrated that I brought 20 minutes of good stuff. Other comedians out here, I mean, you guys definitely. People gave me my shots out here. Tom Conley, or TK and Mark Franco booked me in a lot of shows where they had the Rebels of Comedy. I did those. The Ice House helped me, the guy who books the side room. I cannot think of his name. Dave McNary.
Oh, yes.
Dave McNary. He's the one who booked me.
Canary.
Yeah, Dave McNary, who was still there, who looks the same.
Sunday.
He's like Bob Newhart. He
Doing
looked the
his
same
thing.
age when he was 40 as he does when he's older.
I got some notes for you.
Yeah. Dave McNary took me.
Notes.
Dave McNary gave me pretty good notes that really, he goes, look, I can't recommend you to the main room just yet. He says, but you're gonna be really strong in the annex, which was what it was called at the time. And he goes, but I wanna, if you can take it, I'll give you some notes, because I think you should be in the main room sooner than later.
Oh.
And that was nice of him, he gave me some notes, and I played the side room for a while, and I got, guest spots, and I featured in the headline in the main room now, so, good guys.
Mm-hmm.
Good guys.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't complain about that, so.
And what about online? How can people find you?
That's easy.
Do you have content online?
Yes, LouSantini.com is the website.
It's an easy name.
Yeah, it's easy.
In a good way.
You would think.
I like it.
And then also Twitter @LouSantini. Facebook I'm also on Facebook. Instagram can kiss my ass. That's just me.
Wait a minute, let's discuss. Let's discuss why the
We have
hatred.
social media tips.
I don't, look,
What about Snapchat?
that sounds like a good thing. I've not done Snapchat yet, but I'll admit it, I hate technology. I do. And it's not, oh, you're getting older. No, I've hated it even when we
We're
were.
on Facebook Live.
I understand that, and I get that.
Hi, everybody.
I'm not talking about.
Tell us how you
No, I'm not
use
talking
technology.
about like people. I'm happy to be on Facebook Live and promote the show. I'm talking about just when things don't work.
Uh-huh.
I think we all.
You
have
see my
problems
hands
with
tensing
that.
up there, just like I hit a button. It should work. This is why I like.
Press button.
Right. I never dropped a call on a landline. That's all I'm saying. I never.
But I've dropped a landline.
Yeah, and you drop the phone, and you pick up the landline phone, you can still commit murder with it and then finish your call. Those things are tougher. I'm tired of having passwords for everything in my life, and I have to have a different password because God forbid if you use the same password for everything, then
Passwords
someone
suck.
hack you and then they have your access to everything.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys
And
live.
everyone always goes, oh, that's how you save your password?
Yeah.
That's not secure, like no matter what. It's
I have
not
like
secure.
4 main passwords that are in my head that I could keep. So
We all do,
they're
right?
difficult enough that
Buffalo
no one can
1,
find them.
Buffalo
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. If you don't
Buffalo
like-
3.
Tell you what, you come to my show, I will give you my password. That's right. I mean, I'll change it immediately after the show, but
But
I will give you my password.
Why not Instagram though? Because that's everyone.
I just signed up with it, and they jerked me around so much they pissed me off. So I'm like, maybe I'll give them a second try. It's like they made it so much harder than it needed to be. I don't know why. Facebook and Twitter, not a problem.
Social media tip for the day, though. You
I know.
post to Instagram. You can also post to the others.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Very,
Do it all
very
in one
easily.
post, yes.
So that's one push for the Instagram there.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, that's.
I don't get anything from
And
it.
I think
I'm
it's
just saying.
getting so much more visual too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I always liked the writing on Twitter, which was great.
Yeah,
But-
Twitter does force you to be a good writer. 4 years ago, the New York Post chose the top 100 tweets, the funny tweets of that 2013.
All
whatever.
comics.
And I was on there, right?
Ah,
All
okay.
comics. All I know is I was on the list with Steve Martin. I'm like,
Yeah.
mic drop. I'm on some list with Steve Martin. I must have looked at that thing. I kept looking at it closer, like that was going to help me. I'm just so excited. The joke was fine, but I'm like, oh my God. Steve
Lou
Martin is
Santini, a lot like a lot of Steves.
Yeah, a lot of Steves. Steve Martin is my God. If Steve Martin is watching this by any chance, he is my all-time
He's not
entertainer.
been here, though.
Oh.
I used to have a friend who dated him for a little while.
I dated a girl who was the inspiration for the book Shop Girl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she told me that we've been dating casually. It was in a serious relationship down the road, and I said, she goes, yeah, I dated a comedian before. And I said, who? I said, I know everybody out here. And she goes, yeah, I think you probably know him. I go, Steve Martin? I'm thinking, I thought there was just some other guy named Steve Martin. It's a generic name kind of. And I go, oh, okay, right. She goes, no, I dated him for about a year and a half. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what really do I want to go on stage after Steve Martin, let alone in this relationship after Steve Martin? Do you want to follow Steve Martin in anything?
No.
I don't.
No.
But he's one of the few people, I've hobnobbed with some celebrities or bumped into them in public that I don't get too starstruck. I know if I saw Steve Martin, I would just start crying. I would. I'd turn in like those girls with the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan show. I'd start freaking out.
Yeah, we had Seinfeld here a couple weeks
That's what I
ago,
heard.
and that was, I'm not very starstruck either. I deal with all the
Sure.
comics, you know. But not to downplay Kevin Hart.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And Adam
It was-
Sandler was here too.
Yeah, we had Seinfeld, Sandler, Saget, and Kevin Hart all within the
Santini,
last
all
month.
in the same.
And Santini.
Yeah, they're the Mount Rushmore. I'm the worker who's like cleaning the Mount Rushmore.
Hey, you know what I gotta say about Lou Santini though? It's amazing. Like we get feedback from guests all the time. We get Yelp reviews, and even though like those names are here, the audience doesn't know. That's what's great about our booking, or
That's
my
right.
booking,
That's right.
is that you have to be as good as them, Lou. You
Yeah.
really do. If you're not, we wouldn't have people in here anymore. you know?
I appreciate you
So
saying that. I
there's
do.
something about, like, a lot of comics don't realize it, you know, but it's very important just to have great comedy all the time.
Great
you know,
comedy,
we're open 7
treat the
nights a week.
staff right,
Yeah.
treat the club right, do your promotion. You know, come on, this is your business, this is your job.
Well, I'm proud to say that Lou has recently also begun teaching stand-up comedy for us.
Mhm.
That's
He
right.
just had his first class.
That's right. Teaching them crowd work to be less scripted, more from the hip. Yeah, that was a good time.
It's, I highly recommend. You know, a lot of people poo-poo classes, and I would say, you know, I'm taking guitar lessons right now. Just kidding. God, if I stop learning, I will die. Kill me. Because when your brain stops learning, you're dead.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why wouldn't
agree.
you want to be inspired by? There's so many great comedians who have a lot to offer, you know, in so many different ways. And I'm sure even the students who've taken classes before, they take your class and they get some new
I will
nuggets.
never understand the stigma about
You know?
stand-up comedy classes. I've lived in LA for 19 years.
Yeah.
I've taken improv classes, sketch classes. You can take
Me too.
music classes,
Everything.
dance classes. I'm a voiceover artist as well. I've done voiceovers. I was on the radio for 11 years, and I took voiceover classes.
Yep.
What else? What else am I forgetting? Movement classes. But for some reason, can't take a stand-up comedy class. Now look, can
Well,
I
we take yoga.
Right. Can you take someone who's never said anything funny a day in their life and turn them into a headliner? No. But I think what stand-up comedy classes do, or working one-on-one at the very least, and it's not a shortcut, but it is a way to get a condensed, uninterfered lesson. Because, as I said, if you're an open micer, you're doing 3 minutes, you're watching other open micers who are just as less experienced as you.
Some people have never done comedy.
That will either
before.
steal your jokes, not give you love, or not give you good encouragement, not give you, and you know, you're driving there, you're waiting in line, you're doing 3 minutes, and again, you should do open mics. What I'm saying is you supplement that with getting good, unbiased information that will, I think by definition, a lot of comedians are not
That's a
as
great way to
organized
put it.
and structured.
Yeah.
And I always teach the classes, whether it's one-on-one or classes. For me, comedy is half art, half science. You know, I teach them, here's how I work when I'm working on the art. Here's how I construct jokes and bits, and here's how I rehearse. Here's the science of it and why. Here's why you should be standing at that part of the stage, at that part of the joke. There's a reason for that. You know, it might all seem unrehearsed when you watch your favorite comedian live, but there's a reason every movement is done.
What is your process? Do you tape everything, or do you write everything?
For myself, the short version of that answer, I work backwards. Something funny happens to me. I've never taken time out of my day to write, because I have to write when I'm inspired. I might go 3 weeks and all of a sudden I'm writing for 5 hours in one day. Something funny happens, or something annoying or aggravating usually does it for me, and I will verbalize something quippy. That's my punchline.
You?
Yes, I'll verbalize something quippy, put it in my notes on my phone, or you can just write it down on a napkin or something, and I work backwards. Like, well, there's the punchline. Now I have to justify that. And I do the setup with bullet points, and then I number the bullet points to get the order of the lines I want to say. Then it starts with the editing, the writing, the rewrites. Sometimes I get it, even after 19 years, sometimes it's the 30th rewrite, sometimes it's the 4th. But I also teach a thing, I say you need to get up and write it and do it. Don't just have it on your laptop and do the mutterings like, all right, you guys walk into a party, no. Get up, grab a banana or a microphone or a pencil, perform the bit in your house, do it. You need to hear what it sounds like. You need to know where you're looking at the audience at a certain time, and plus, you're going to discover things doing the bit, rather than reading it, that you would not have discovered otherwise. All my best lines have always been from rehearsal, never from writing, always.
Well, so many comics, so different. It's like Seinfeld. He was very structured. He had all his lines in boxes on one piece of paper. Yeah. Saget, very rehearsed. Like, he actually came in and had a rehearsal, which I was amazed. Wonderfully meticulous. Excuse me. It's just, every comic has a different process.
Yeah, and I make a point of telling students that whether I'm teaching a class or I've done guest speaking at classes like that or one-on-one, this is what works for me. This is my method. I'm not telling you this is because there is no one way in acting, or there's no one way.
That's why you need to take training.
Well, there's no one way in anything creative anyway.
Right.
I mean, there's one way to remove a spleen. That's it. I'm gonna try it this way. Get creative. Let's numb the gums first.
Let's start at the end
right.
and work back.
There's more than one way to do this. So I say, this is what works for me. You can take my method and tweak it for your own needs. Do what you need to do. And by the way, Bob Saget was the first comedian I ever paid my own money to see. And then when I won the Detroit Comedy Festival, I got to open for him. And for like 2,500 people, right? And they told me, I got some prize money, you're gonna do 15 minutes. I'm like, cool. I get there and they said, you know what? We're not even having a host, we're gonna introduce you, voice of God, can you do 30? I'm like, hell yeah. So Saget pulls me aside. I had told him the story like, you're the first guy. I was 18. I said, it was like the Akron Canton Comedy Club. The room holds 70 people. And I saw you in back-to-back nights, once with my high school girlfriend and once with my parents. And he goes, I don't remember you, but I totally remember that club. He goes, I absolutely remember that club. What a dive. I go, yeah, it was. It was so nice to have a club 5 minutes from my house. So he goes, Lou, my audience has a tendency to come a little partied out before the show even starts. And I go, hi, because they like to participate in different substances before they show, and they'll have a tendency to shout out during my show. So if you need to bail at 15, I can cover your time. I go, I'll hold the stage. I did 33 minutes or whatever, and I got to bring him on. And I got to, I told the story about how he was the first guy paid. And ladies and gentlemen, Bob's great intro, and he comes out, and he just goes, man, did you make my job easier. I always thought that was very gracious of him.
That's so sweet.
No ego. He just let it rip. Go
I
ahead.
told Bob Saget that he was on a win, lose, or draw with me.
Okay.
Which he was
That's
in
fine.
1989, and he did not remember it. But he had a mullet, and I have video to prove it.
How
It's
could
on
he
my
not
website,
remember it with the sweater that he was
BarbaraHoliday.com.
wearing?
Yeah, really.
He was, but you know how old it was so funny? If you watch the clip, it is on my website, BarbaraHoliday.com, 2 L's. It's funny because this is what the ad was. When they were announcing the celebs, they're like, from the new hit sitcom, Full House.
Yeah.
That's how old, it was.
You've been on a lot of game shows? I've been on like 4.
14.
You've been contested on
Wow.
14 game
I've been
shows?
on 14 game
Wow.
shows, yeah. You
That's
want me to name them?
Yeah.
Supermarket Sweep, Hollywood Squares, Outrageous, Shop Till You Drop. God, where am I going? Wait, go
The one you just
backwards.
mentioned.
Win, Lose, or Draw. I didn't
Okay.
even say that one. Well, Supermarket Sweep 3 times. So, 3
That's
finals.
weird that they would have a contested.
No, they're
tree.
finals, semifinals.
Oh, is that what paid for flappers? All these wins on your game shows? Is that how you want to buy the comedy
No.
clubs? 14 wins on different game shows?
One of them I went on with my gay friend. A couple
Okay.
I went on with my gay friend.
Okay.
And we had to pretend, because it was a family channel,
You-
that we were a couple. That was Shop Till You Drop. And guess what we won? Of all things you can win with your gay friend.
Oh, hang on, condoms?
A queen size mattress.
Queen size, okay, there you go.
Yep. We slept on it together the first
That's
night,
nice.
but I got to keep it because,
Consummated the mattress?
a
The
little bit
consummated
more of a
weddings?
girl than he is.
Okay.
Just a tad.
Wow.
And then Dave and I went on a game show called Love Buffet.
Remember that.
Yeah, it was really, really
For the record, that would
cheesy.
be my ultimate gig, hosting a game show. How many people
You'd be a
aspire to
great game
Yeah, right, I
shows.
would. I mean, Game Show Network saw me at Best of the Fest last year.
Oh, that's right. You had some action
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
festival.
So, they said we're just trying to find something for you.
Let's make our own game show.
Okay.
Let's do. Well, we have to revive Survival of the Funniest.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever do that?
Yes, I did
We
that.
had a game
I
show.
did that at the Toluca Lake Tennis Club.
Yes.
That's where I did that.
So we had a game show.
And I won it.
Survival of the Funniest. It was really fun.
It was great
Connolly
idea.
was hosting it for a while.
Okay, yeah.
And we made a little pilot, almost sold it to Comedy Central.
Okay.
So it's like, almost. It's funny how close they come.
Yeah, that's, like I said, if I was going to write a book about my adventures in Hollywood, it'd be like, almost.
Oh.
Be the name of my book. It's like, I almost had that one.
Don't give up though, because
Nah.
that's what happens. Is you just have to be in the right place, the right time, with the right people.
I never even worry about,
With the right amount of buffaloes.
Yes, right. I never worry about, if
there's
you're
so
making
many
it big or you're big, right? Those days are over.
No, but
Only-
making the product
Right.
counts.
The thing is, I've
You
always
know?
said, life is a series of breaks of various sizes, and
Yeah.
most of the time you don't even know they're breaks until after the fact. Every break I ever got in radio as I worked my way up at 4 different stations, different time slots, more money, more ratings. I never thought, there's my break. No, I was just like, yeah, that was a break. I didn't realize that.
Hey, the best projects happen when nobody gives you a break. I mean, Flappers, believe me, all we heard was poo, 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 poo. Two little people with
Talking
no
a lot
money.
of children were you at the time?
Oh my God. But there's never enough money, there's never
I
enough
know.
time, there's never enough people attached. No
Right.
matter what, we asked every comic, big comic. Craig Shoemaker tells the funny story. We asked him to be an investor in Flappers.
Is that right?
Well, he loves telling the story. He's like, yeah, I told you guys to invest in my movie instead. He was like, hey, I'm doing this great movie.
I feel,
Why don't you? And we were like, no, we're gonna have a club. He's like, you're crazy. Everyone said we're crazy, and we are crazy, and we're still crazy, and it's still hard work.
Yeah.
But you got to decide how you want to spend your day every day.
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah.
What are you gonna do with your time? And nobody
What do you do
makes
with your
enough
time,
money.
Worry.
Yes. Not have sex.
And
That's
consider the buffaloes.
definitely part of it.
Oh my God, this guy. You lock onto a word, you just won't let it go, will you?
I just imagine the buffalo on the island
They're
going,
not-
this doesn't feel
they're
right.
not in traffic. They're not like, you're at a bar and a bison walks by. No, they're up in the mountains up there. They're protected, like in this area you have to go hiking or whatever.
Did you ever play mini golf on the Catalina Island? Remember they had a little mini golf?
Did you not hear the part about trying to get girls and just getting drunk and doing karaoke?
No.
Mini golf with my guy
Girls
friends?
like mini
What am I,
golf?
6?
Wait a minute, stop the press. They have mini golf.
Yes. See, now you know where Josh is.
That was,
That's
most of the
funny.
island was owned by the Wrigley Spearmint Gum
Yes.
family. Yeah, the family. The Wrigleys owned that island. All of
They,
it? Some of it?
well, they have a big, I actually stayed in the Wrigley Mansion.
Okay, so they had a mansion there and they own the buffaloes.
They are I see, gotcha.
Yeah.
Is it buffaloes or buffalo? Is it more than
I think
one
it's buffalo.
I don't know.
You're ruling on that?
Buffalo? Buffalo?
But the last thing about Catalina Island, it was very easy to book comics. People were calling me to get
Oh
booked on
yeah,
that
you just want to
gig.
get the hell out of LA and be on an island.
In fact, that's how I met Joey Medina. Joey Medina called up. He was like, I gotta do that gig. I want to take my girlfriend out to Catalina Island.
Oh, there it is.
Have an
There's
excuse.
the real reason.
I'm like, all right, free vacation.
Yeah, well, I started doing cruises, started performing on cruises this
Ah,
year, right? And I've
see?
got because they say you do a couple of them, show that you stick to the rules and you can work clean and you're professional. You can bring a guest for free. I got
Oh.
every friend in the planet now.
Live.
Hey, when's your next cruise? Yeah, because I'm gonna pick you. You're like 47th in line, okay? I would take a stranger before I would take you. What are you talking about?
So Lou, how can I?
Yeah.
And where are you planning?
Going
on
back to
going?
what you said though, because this is my second time headlining the Burbank Club.
Yes. Woohoo!
Yes, can't be more
Burbank's
thrilled.
only 7 years old,
Right.
so.
I remember, I hear so many younger comedians like, damn, I want to play there, I want to feature at
Oh, you
Flappers
do?
or Ice House or like that. And they're like, I just can't get in. I'm like, you gotta realize there's 52 weekends a year. That's it. There's only 52 weekends if you're gonna be booked for a weekend at a club like that.
Right.
And there's 52 million comedians in Los Angeles, ranging from just my first time to Jerry Seinfeld and Adam Sandler and stuff. This is my second time, and it's not because I didn't do a good job. We packed the place out. I had good shows. There's a waiting list, everybody. There's a lot of people.
Well, and also we have to vary the comedians so
right.
that the audience coming back, you can't put the same people up all the time,
I
you
agree.
know? It was a bummer is literally this week, Justin Hires, who's on MacGyver, and he was starring on Rush Hour, great comic. Amazing. He was scheduled to headline this last weekend, And, Kevin Hart called. And what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's what happens even for people who are headliners. I'm always going to say no to Kevin Hart.
Yeah, really.
I mean, luckily Kevin had him open, so he got to do 20 minutes up front.
Okay.
But, he was going to headline, and he had people coming, but he did amazing. And, you just have to be gracious, I think, as a comic. And even when bigger names come in, it's not like you're not good enough. That's the thing. Comics think, it's like, well, Kevin Hart sells out.
Yeah.
It's all about selling tickets, guys. Hey, that's the only way the club survives.
Yeah. Do you want to have a club to perform at when you get rescheduled?
Yeah, that's the thing that's funny is sometimes comics will perform and nobody shows up. They're like, when can I hear your book?
Oh.
And it's like, well, did you even like invite your mom? I mean, you did invite your mom for crying out
Call in
loud.
some favors.
One person.
Call in
I
some
always say
favors.
if everyone in a show just brings one person, you have a show.
Right.
And comics are like, well, I'm not going to bring anybody. Like, I have to be. Well, you think Kevin Hart didn't bring anybody?
Right.
Kevin Hart brought a lot of people. A lot of friends.
I brought
come to
9
see him.
people to this podcast, so. Yeah.
And they're all
here.
hysterical, and they're laughing so loud. I mean, gosh, you guys be quiet. You're kind of.
That's why I have an entourage at all times, just in case I get booked for a show. I have an audience ready to go at any given moment.
You have such great energy, Lou.
Yeah.
Every time I get to talk to you, I feel inspired.
It's that
and
cup of coffee I
motivated.
had this morning. So.
No, but you're always like that.
I take care of my instrument.
Wonderful.
What can I tell you?
And yeah, what happens when you lose your voice? Does that ever happen?
Oh yeah, no. Since I've lived in California, never happened once. But in Ohio, because the weather changes, and I was on the radio 6 days a week, hosting TV plus running a side business. My voice was tasked. It was really tasked. I had an ear, nose, and throat guy on call, ready to go. Out here, I don't have the allergy issues I have. I take better care of my instrument sometimes. Sometimes. No,
It's fine.
I do take care of it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Hot water.
Like a couple of days before this show, I'll be like drinking hand sanitizer just so no one gives me a cold or anything. It's like,
Really?
I will not get sick and miss these shows. I don't care what happens.
As I'm coughing on your microphone.
Yeah. Great.
She's getting over it, don't worry. She's past the contagious phase. That's what I tell myself.
I have terrible throat problems.
Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah, it's from I was a kids club host and I
Right.
stressed my voice.
Yep.
I got nodes. Just kept going into that high-pitched, annoying sound that most women have.
Nodes
and
are
do.
hot.
I don't do
Men
nodes.
love
are
nodes.
hot.
Oh yeah, men love a good
Nodes?
node.
Check out the notes
Yeah,
on
look at the nodes on her.
Yeah, check them out.
Yeah.
Well, we are running out of time.
Son of a.
Your energy has just filled this hour like nobody's business.
I tell you.
It's wonderful.
Yep, I did this for a living. Now fill up 5 hours on a morning show. 6 days, 5, 6 days
You know
a
what's
week.
funny? I know a lot of comics that actually start as comics and then end up in radio.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to go back. If any comedians think about going into terrestrial radio, think again. Just go do anything else. Regular radio is a dying medium.
Do you have a podcast?
I do not.
Is that?
I get asked all the time, Lou, why don't you do a
podcast?
podcast? It's just weird to be able to open a mic and reach 1 million people at a highly rated, legendary radio station. I'm going to be in my living room with my laptop. All right, anyone's listening out there? And why? I just don't.
You're
want it.
insulting our listeners,
Yeah.
Lou. Really.
I'm saying, for the
Come on.
listeners, great, because I listen to podcasts. I just, as someone who's been on the other side of the mic, I got to.
Well, you're welcome to come back to our
I will
podcast
be here
anytime.
every day if you.
And if I'm out, you can fill in for me.
I'd be
If
happy
Josh is
to.
out, you can fill in for
I'd
Josh.
be happy to. I'll come in here and guest host.
So this weekend in Burbank, Lou Santini. What?
Friday, Saturday, 8 and 10 p.m.
Yep, free parking at the mall across from us. First corner, First and Magnolia in downtown Burbank. Lovely downtown Burbank.
It's very nice.
Visit Burbank and downtown Burbank are sponsors of ours.
Uh-huh.
They help us produce the comedy, the amazing Burbank Comedy
I still have the
Festival.
chapstick in my goodie bag from last year. I have not even opened it yet, so
We
I got
love
that
them.
going for me.
Burbank's been so good to us.
Oh, yeah.
Really. And Claremont too, really. And who's in Claremont this weekend, Josh?
The incomparable Dana Eagle.
Ooh,
Dana
nice.
Eagle, another old schooler friend.
Yes.
From many, many years ago.
Who just published a book called How to Be Depressed, a Guide.
Yes.
How to be depressed?
How to
Yes.
be depressed, a
Oh,
guide.
sorry. Did you write the foreword to this?
Hilarious.
Another way you are?
And the epilogue.
The epilogue, the
I'm
prologue,
still reading it.
the jacket banner, and everything else.
It's taking
And
me
then,
a
and
while.
then this weekend in Catalina, we will not be having shows.
No shows in Catalina this
Son of a-
weekend. The
Ah,
ferry
my
is
getaway.
not available.
Although I think the Buffaloes are having an open
Oh,
mic
my
night.
God.
Folks!
All right, Josh, any other announcements you have to make before we...
Join our text list Text Burbank to 766-26.
It's good.
And next time a big name like Seinfeld or Kevin Hart comes in, you will be the first to know.
First, we text you first.
Also coming up tonight or tomorrow night, we have the Just for Laughs showcase. These are some of the top comedians in the country.
It's the callbacks.
Yes,
we don't even
callbacks.
know who they are.
We don't know.
No. So get your tickets to that.
Yes, indeed.
All right. And other than that, don't forget to download our Flap app. And I think that our time has come to an end. Thank you,
I'll see you this weekend.
Santini.
Buffalo.
And out. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Your audience loved it.
The odd eye.
All right. If I can just duplicate this type of crowd this weekend, I'll be banned for life.
I wanted to take a picture of you, but I didn't know that was appropriate.
Yeah, because you're gonna disrupt us.
Well, I didn't know they didn't want to be in the photo.
Oh, I see.